Yo guys, and welcome back. Hey for Hope, how are you doing, dude? Hey for Grace, welcome in. Also, hey for Rod, thank you so much for the raid, dude. I was actually surprised you could still raid, given that you've been offline. Yeah, dude, that worked, I guess. Thank you for that. I very much appreciate it. I hope you had a good rest of your session with Call of Cthulhu. So yeah, today we are going to finish off Rise of the Tomb Raider with the Blood Ties DLC. We already have started last time, and I think we are at least halfway through it. So the plan for today is basically finish off that DLC, and then we're gonna make a start on the next game that people have been voting for on Discord, which is Horizon Zero Dawn. And yeah, I'm very excited to get into both of these games today. Yeah. But you too low, you didn't realize there were still some lurkers there. Yeah, that's a powerful lurkers right there, Rod. Never underestimate the lurkers. So I believe we have to go to Craft Manor. Yeah, continue with the story. Right, back with Lara in the Craft Manor. The Blood Test DLC is basically taking place entirely in this location, at least so far. And basically we have a main quest which is kind of like regain the rights to own and live here, I think. Because it's kind of supposed to go to Lara's uncle, I think. But also kind of, you know, get to find some hints and notes all across the home place, kind of give more insight into Lara's past, but also, you know, her parents, and kind of like how life was before all this, I guess. It's been a while since you did this DLC, so when you get to do it in your annual playthrough of a series, you'll be doing it too. Oh, I gotcha. I guess it makes sense, like especially if you're doing challenge runs. The DLC is, I guess, a bit difficult to include both, I reckon. Given that the gameplay nature of it is much more investigative, I guess. It's about gameplay so far. Okay, where are we supposed to go?
This music is familiar. It's beautiful.
There's also some other modes of play you can do with Rise. You've done some of the past, in the past. But I'm going to do it next time you play Rise 4. Ah, yeah. I think there's like challenge modes and stuff. I haven't tried them yet, but maybe I could still like check it out for a little bit. You're heading out for breakfast with a friend, so you'll be lurking for a bit. Good luck with Lara and her crazy uncle. Cheers, Grace. I hope you have a good breakfast with your friend. Thank you for, you know, dropping by and for lurking. And, yeah, definitely try to get our crazy uncle to, you know, give Lara what is rightfully hers. yeah, catch you next time, Grace. And have a good one.
I think there might be more clues to find in the library. The Pharaoh's crown for my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6,
Zemaxi Dab
8?
Crook 1 Happy Ezio. Sorry I got the stream on mute because I am working, but sending you love vibes and hope you have a wonderful stream. Less than 3.
That voice actor always makes you crack up. Maxi, thank you so much. You probably won't hear my answer right now, but thank you for your support. And that's always no worries whatsoever. I hope you have a good day, dude. And yeah, thank you so much for your support and for resubbing for 6 months. Also, congrats to the new sub badge. And that's no worries, Rod. I catch you when you get back, dude.
I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one? This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs. Okay, Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing.
Amelia, the news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But, for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please, consider your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do anything rash until we have a chance to talk.
The Earl of Farringdon. That's the one. No wonder Lara doesn't want to be with him.
Need to search the rest of the manor for the clues to the combination.
haven't been here yet.
Worse than I thought.
Soundtrack.
Okay, Lara, keep it together. You're starting to see things.
Kind of funny how
Dad sealed it soon after she died. He probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings.
it's kind of funny how they throw in these, like, you know, small horror elements. Yeah, you ain't gotten me scared yet. Yeah, might happen.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the conference and look forward to your return. As is so often the case with these missives, I wanted to call your attention to an incident involving our little angel. It seems that Lara has been the subject of some ridicule amongst the other girls at school. From what I can gather, some of the other young ladies were teasing her for being too much of a tomboy. You know how Lara can get when pushed into a corner. Let's just say they won't be bothering her again. But I do think their words have had an effect. I believe Lara has been missing her mother lately. She's begun to worry that she isn't like the other girls. And having grown up with only a father, it shouldn't come as a surprise that she has trouble relating to them. I wonder if this new friend of yours, Anna, is it? Perhaps she might prove a welcome influence. It might be worth bringing her to the manor to meet Lara. In any case, I'll let you decide the proper time to do that. Please travel home safely. Yours, Winston.
Oh, so it was because of Winston that Anna may have been invited to the manor.
Untouched for years, exactly as she left it.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood in defence of Richard and our love. But as my new life began in Croft Manor, doubt set in. How could love flourish in these cavernous halls and endless passageways? Had I made a terrible mistake? I have never been more delighted to be wrong. Richard welcomed me to the manor, my new home, with a game. It was a clue, written in jumbled words from 5 different languages, but it pointed the way forward. The next clue was a seemingly blank piece of parchment in the kitchen, where the heat of a candle revealed a message written in lemon juice. I followed each step, grinning like a child as I solved his riddles and chased the trail to its end. A white cloth stretched out on the lawn where a picnic was laid out. We laughed and ate, and my doubt vanished with the last of the morning mist. Love can and will endure.
Rod, since his work was under watch from Trinity, Anna would have been used to further infiltrate. Ah, okay. So Winston was working for Trinity? Or did Trinity just watch him do his work?
I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember doing this. Mum died too young.
Ah, he was with Trinity. Okay, that's good. It would have surprised me if he was, I guess, that sinister. Because he kind of seems like a nice guy. But, yeah, that makes sense if he has been, like, watched, I guess.
Mum with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe I was ever that small. Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favorite?
Which one was the favorite? Wonder. Getting locked inside a walk-in freezer by Lara would give him cause for some revenge. Yeah. It's like, that made me side with Trinity. That's why I snapped.
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped venom for Richard with his cruel barbs, I could only laugh. To think that I once listened to my bitter brother in matters of my own happiness. My dismissal only served to infuriate him more. I left him there in Father's study, muttering to himself. On the drive back, as Winston took a longer route through the country, I looked through my paintings, Richard's favourite one among them, a simple abstract with blocks of red. I smiled, thinking about giving it to him. I was happy, and I was going home.
Okay. A simple abstract with blocks of red.
Blocks of red. Dad's favorite painting. Maybe something about that painting will help me figure out the combination.
Win. Maybe I still have to find another clue before I can interact with painting, but this is it. Okay, let's have a look around. If there's anything else we haven't.
Darling. Here, let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived. This was for a show in London of Mum's work. What I wouldn't give to see this today. It says here, Amelia Croft plans to show her work in New York. I wonder what happened with that.
Unfortunately, Lara, even classic Lara, lost her mother. Or did she? So is it like any canon age at which age she lost her mother? I reckon she was pretty young, wasn't she?
Lara arrived tonight, though not without a bit of drama, but all is well. She's a healthy, beautiful baby. I've never seen Richard so happy. I'm sure he'll be celebrating with his favourite whiskey tonight. It's calm and peaceful now. Just the gentle sound of the rain and the small, sleeping breaths of this new life I hold in my arms. Lara Croft, my darling daughter. It's hard to put into words this feeling I have. We share a connection, something I never expected. A love so powerful and pure. Someday you'll feel it too. No matter where you go or where you find your place in this world, we will always have this connection.
And Lara says, I still feel that connection to you, Mom. You know, that's great that after all this time, like, Lara still feels her mom with her, I guess. Yeah, as I said last time, I think the voice actress for Lara's mother has a really great voice. I could listen to her for ages.
glad I still have so much of Mum's work.
Okay, we need to find the master bedroom. Wherever it is.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest to avoid it. I will seal the West Wing for as long as I live in this place. It will remain exactly as Amelia left it. Perhaps someday Lara can find her own answers there.
After everything Atlas has done, how could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
I don't trust him.
You don't have to, Richard, but please, trust me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I know him. He'll take it to the papers. The investors will pull out.
Then go. Without me. Tonight. I will take care of Atlas. And then meet you in Tibet next week.
I was so young, but I still remember that terrible argument. It wasn't always an easy road for my parents. I think this was Dad's pocket watch. Looks like it stopped precisely at midnight.
A precision getter?
My mother's perfume. The smell. So familiar. I can almost remember her.
It always fascinates me, you know, how, like, smelling something, like a certain scent, kind of, like, triggers, you know, your memory part of a brain, which is something called relational memory. Because signals are basically getting sent between the part that processes the smelling and parts that processes memories, because it gets stored there when you smell like something new, for instance. So if you haven't, you know, smelled something for a long time and you smell it again, then it can really bring back memories more vivid, I guess, through it, which is really fascinating. And Maver J, indeed, yeah. It's really fascinating how, you know, with like lots of things that can happen, of course. Like, depending what you kind of like are very open to as well, I guess, as a person. But yeah, definitely same with music for me. Like, for example, whenever I hear Barry White, it instantly brings me back to my childhood and kind of like family trips to the ocean, because my father and mother just used to listen to a lot of Barry White on these trips. But upon research, you think the original Lara's mother and father didn't die because you couldn't find anything that said they did. Only that after Lara became an adventurer, they discovered her because she didn't marry Lord Farrington. It seems that the reboot trilogy took that character and changed it to be the one supposed to marry Lara's mother. Aha, okay. Interesting. I mean, that's fair. You know, if they kind of like change up things up a little bit. Given that this Lara is also like a different interpretation, right? think it's fascinating when a song you haven't heard in a while is played and it causes you to remember something you haven't thought about in a long time. Maybe even decades, but it can be very vivid. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I love when you kind of like listen to a song that you haven't heard in a while and that you really love when you heard it back then. Doesn't necessarily, you know, bring like super vivid memories for me, but just kind of like discovering a song that you haven't listened to in a while that you really loved is great as well.
I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday. October 13th, Mum's birthday. Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday. Mum, on her wedding day, she looks so beautiful. There's a date, October something. Damn, the number is faded.
Of course it is. But yeah, and it just makes some things confusing. Games 1 through 6 follow one solid timeline. Anniversary is a remake of 1, but also a prequel to Legend. And both those two games Underworld follow their own timeline separate from the first 6 games, and then Reboot is a total restart of the franchise. Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense for the franchise to do that, given that you always kind of are bound to this one character, I guess. And it would be difficult to, you know, have like several years and decades of character evolution, and, you know, at one point of those, she would kind of become, you know, maybe also too old to do the stuff that she does, I guess. I guess it makes sense to kind of like do, you know, a reset every now and then. To kind of like keep this, yeah, I guess kind of like character alive, I guess. But yeah, I'm kind of curious, you know, like eventually I will also play through the early Tomb Raider games, and I'm really curious to see how the character is portrayed there, because the last time I seen that being played was also ages ago, except of course for you. But I mostly seen like gameplay stuff instead of like story stuff when I tuned in. So I'm kind of curious to experience the story, I guess, from start to finish. Exilian Legend was the game which saved the franchise after Tomb Raider. Angel of Darkness bombed and almost killed it. Or did it? So what was the issue with Angel of Darkness? Like, why did
The anniversary was in October, but which day? Oh, I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere.
Yeah. Or was it bombing, I guess?
Mum's wedding ring. I always wondered what happened to it. The inscription is faded.
Everything is faded.
I am bursting with pride. Amelia is with child. It is amazing how everything in life can change with such a simple event. Obviously, we don't know the gender, but already we've discussed possible names. Perhaps Benjamin, after my grandfather? Or maybe Griffin. He was more infamous at Croft than even me. No, Amelia wouldn't have it. Besides, she's certain it's a girl. She favours a classic such as Scarlet or Kate, though I've made some headway with Lara. A subtle nod to the sun god Ra, and our days in Egypt, where certainly this child was conceived. I find myself thinking about this new life we've created, of how much she might be like us. For all my research into myths of immortality, I may have ignored the most obvious answer to the questions that plague me. We live on through our progeny, our genes, DNA, experiences passed through the generations. Perhaps this is the simple truth of eternal life, and I've just been too stubborn to accept it.
Damn, this is all becoming AC right now. We live on through our progeny, our genes, DNA, experiences, passed through the generations. Versus the simple truth of eternal life. Also, I love that reference there to the sun god Ra, and how that has been the inspiration for Lara. Yeah, pretty cool stuff actually.
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it.
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn fool. I locked all the West Wing's doors, and I shall not open them again until either my life or my obstinacy comes to an end. The night before, Roth told me I would someday change my mind. Like a broken arm cast in plaster, he said. The wound would heal, and we would someday shed the bandages to be whole again. The metaphor made me furious. The clumsy way he cast our loss off as nothing more than an inconvenience. There is wisdom in his rough words, but I've done what I must. Perhaps one day, Lara will throw back the doors to let the sun shine in again. Maybe she will find her own sense of peace in this place.
I mean, this is pretty much indicating that, you know, the father really wanted Lara to have the manor. And that she should be the one to, you know, open up these doors and uncover, you know, the truth, I guess. Which is exactly what happens in this DLC. So, I think by Lara investigating the manor, you know, she kind of like realizes that she definitely,
At
you know,
least that old thing still works.
is the one that this place kind of belongs to.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos of his passion, and I came to realize I want his passion in my life every day. So it's done. Richard wanted to wait another 4 days until my birthday, but I wouldn't have it. Once I make a decision, I prefer to get on with it. So we found a small chapel in Luxor that was just right. And with Roth and the others at our side, we married as the sun set over this remarkable land. Mother will never forgive me. Atlas will forever resent me. But I don't care anymore. I'm free of De Mornay obligations, free to pursue my own passions and live my life surrounded by those who will encourage and challenge me. I'm excited for the future, whatever it may bring. Tomorrow, Richard and I return home to London as the Crofts, forging our path together.
You want a special every day? Are you playing Leisure Suit Larry? Hey, Vermola. Yeah, this is Lara's mother writing this letter. Or this diary entry, I guess. So it's kind of interesting. They capitalize another 4 days to my birthday. We know that the 30th of October is the birthday of Lara's mother, so they did marry on the 9th of October. Which I guess could be the code for the safe, I guess. Like their marriage year. Or day, I guess. It was a combination of quite a few things. Eidos didn't want the franchise to end with Tomb Raider 4, but Core Design wanted to. But they ultimately kept going with more. They're two separate games with two separate teams. The main team worked on Tomb Raider 5, when the second team, less experienced with Tomb Raider, started work on the PS2 title, which became Angel of Darkness. And with pressure from Eidos wanting the 6th game to release with the second Tomb Raider movie, it was rushed to release. Aha, okay. It's kind of interesting when, you know, major teams kind of like outsource production of a smaller game to another team and how much backlash they can create. You know, I'm kind of thinking about Odyssey right now in AC, you know, being outsourced to Quebec, I guess. Even though Montreal is basically the main team for most of the games in the series. And how that really created a backlash for like hardcore fans in the series at least. And some people, you know, even kind of like giving up on the franchise altogether because of that game, and because it wasn't like the OG vision of a team, I guess. But yeah, that's good that you know, didn't lead to a complete bomb, I guess, Rod. I think still could keep going and make more Tomb Raider games, because I'm definitely glad that reboot games got made. At least. Cheers, Mola. Good Friday to you as well, dude. And today for you. And yeah, I'm having a good one. We're just finishing up on the Blood Ties DLC of Rise of the Tomb Raider. And then we're gonna be starting a new game today, which is Horizon. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that. Have you been playing more Quantum Break, Paula?
Okay, back to the study to open that safe. This is Dad. I suppose it's a family tradition, but I can't imagine having one of these made of me.
It definitely backfire when they do that to creating a backlash. The main team of Core was a bit burned out as well. Of course, from 1996 to 2000 they released a new game every year. Just glad too, and it was only a 3-year wait for Legend to come out as well. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, you know, something similar happened with AC as well, I guess, with Patrice Désilets, the creative director of AC1, 2 and Brotherhood, getting so burned out that he left during the development of Brotherhood, because he just couldn't keep up with the developing yearly cycle, I guess. I guess AC1 to 2 was doable because they had 2 years, but then 2 to Brotherhood, you know, with 1 year, I think was really taking a toll on him and his team. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's time to go back to the safe. Let's have a look.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here. And it's for you, should you need it someday.
Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad. Okay, found all the clues. Let's see if I can figure this out. No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
Like the 9th of October is the marriage day.
No, that's not it.
The 30th is the birthday of her mother. And 4 days before that, they did marry.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
Oh. So the marriage day isn't looking for? It surprises me.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
Hey, can I give you my clues somewhere?
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped venom for Richard with his...
Yeah, the blocks of red.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, so the day of our wedding anniversary is important. But there's only 3 signs we can, get in. So, the 9th of October, favorite painting by Amelia is the one with red blocks. And then we have Lara's expedition treasure.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge.
With the 4 days. I mean, there's 4 blocks of red in the painting, so maybe they could be added again on it. So we have a favorite painting with red blocks, where we have 4 red blocks. Then we have the birthday of her mother, the 30th of October. Then we have a clue which says that the father didn't want to wait another 4 days until the birthday, or something like that. And so they did it 4 days prior to the birthday, so it was the 9th of October. So I first had 9-10 for 9th of October, but that didn't work. Maybe we have to add another 4 onto that, like 9-14 for the 4 red blocks. I don't know how that makes sense, to be honest, but maybe it could be worth a try.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, that's not it.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods.
for God's sake, memorize the combination, you
I'm not sure what to think about Lara's expedition treasure. Like, it doesn't really appear in the save combination clues, but maybe it's somewhere else. With journals.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father.
It doesn't actually say what the expedition treasure was for.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, I won't be boring your sword this time.
Looks like a Templar. Savaroni. Welcome, mate. It's going good. We're just finishing up the Blood Ties DLC for Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I'm trying to figure out kind of like a puzzle / riddle. I hope you're doing well today, Ronnie. Funny how Lara as a child stole his sword. Yeah.
It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
Maybe both.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
Invisible ink. So I guess that's the treasure from the expedition. Visible ink. But how does this factor into the code of the save, right? But maybe there's something we can't see until we use a heat source. Oh. Poor Sir Reginald. Lancelot only lost his sword. Poor Sir Reginald lost his head. Yeah. They definitely didn't have it too easy. You have family coming into town for the holiday weekend today, so you will be busy with last minute preparations. It would be nice to see your brother you haven't seen since before the pandemic. Oh damn, dude. That's a long time. I hope you enjoy the time together. Yeah, that must be great to see each other again. Finally, after overtime. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. Like we got the 9th of October and 4 red blocks and invisible ink. So in a sense you could say invisible stands for nothing, like no number. I feel like I tried every combination, like I did 9, 10, 10, 9, added 4 onto that. Richard and hung out virtually, but not in person. Really looking forward to it. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's great, you know, the possibilities we have nowadays via the internet to just connect so easily with each other. But seeing each other in person is definitely, you know, great as well. I think at this point I would actually be very grateful for a hint rod. So yeah, definitely feel free to give me a hint, especially towards, I think, the expedition treasure, because I'm not sure if I'm on the right track with that one. I feel like I figured out the number for the birthday and the painting, like the right painting, but I'm not sure how the invisible ink kind of like factors into it. Yeah, usually I'm very hesitant with backseat gaming. Like usually I try to solve everything myself. But yeah, if I get to a point, you know, where I just really don't get forward, I guess, then I usually make an exception. So you need to actually decipher something related to the expedition treasure to get the number from it. Ah, okay. Something related to the expedition treasure.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
Okay. Let's go ahead and look around again.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the manor voluntarily. If you refuse, I will find a way to cut you off. Sincerely, Atlas.
Oh, it's kind of an asshole. So she booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th.
The Croft family crest.
Yeah, sounds good, Ronnie. I hope the preparations go well, and I hope you have a great time with your family visit. Thanks for dropping by, saying hello, and yeah, dude, catch you next time. And thanks for giving a shout out to Ronnie Rod. I appreciate that. So we can't actually interact with this painting, but clearly we have 4 blocks of red. So I would think if we have found the clue, like the letter with the ink, we just need to find like a heat source. Kind of like VO, whatever number is written on it. But let's have a look if we can find the heat source. Okay, so we have that. Can't attack with fire or anything.
Mistress Lara, I took the liberty of preparing a tray, as dinner did not go according to plans. I've included, in addition to your meal, a few treats. I would appreciate it if you kept this between us, but I felt tonight called for something special. If you will forgive me the indulgence, your rapid exit from the dinner table had me concerned, and I wanted to impart something that I hope sets your mind at ease. I have known your father for quite some time. There is an intensity to his passion that can be frightening, but I recognize that same passion in you. You're more like him than you know. Never doubt that he loves you more than his research, more than his artifacts, more than anything in this world. Storms pass, and tomorrow will be clear and blue again. When you have finished, please leave the tray outside. Be well. Yours, Winston.
I wonder if Lara's birthday is the last number. Given that the expedition happened on her birthday.
Citizen!
And, you know, as Vincent says here, Lara has been more important than anything else in his life. So maybe it's a 4, then the marriage day, then the birthday, Lara? But I'm not sure we have figured out her birthday yet. I'll say that, Grammy. Citizen. Still kind of like marked for some reason. And the crowd bar. Okay. Where does this lead? I wonder. We still can't open this, can we? Yeah.
Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights. There's a missing page.
Into numbers 1 and 3.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met. I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
Huh. Look at that. Shortcut. I want to see if there was anything that I missed. Actually. Because there was still like another way in the this area. As an 8 or like an infinite sign, I guess you could also say. Another one.
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
Wonder if that plays a role. Because if it's meant to be the infinity sign, then it could also stand for eternal life, right? Which is something that was important to the father. So maybe the 8 is the number we're looking for. I'm not too sure. just another Egyptian eye. Okay, I think we've seen everything done there. So maybe V8 is the number we're looking for. Or it could also be the birthday of Lara, which I'm not sure which number that would be.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
It seems like I've been everywhere. I can't deck with fire. But maybe I just haven't actually found whatever has the invisible ink on it. So maybe I just still have to find that object, I guess. Oh, there's something.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
I kind of wonder if young Lara has been voiced by the same voice actress as Edit Lara. Because it definitely sounds like they have the same accent. But yeah, I wonder if that's like, you know, her voice work. Because she certainly does sound, you know, younger. Okay, so let's assume that 8 is the number we're looking for. We have 9th of October. Plus 12, I guess, because we have 4 red blocks and 8 is the number.
No, that's not it.
So it would have been 9th of October plus 12, right? So 9/22 instead of 9/10. We'll also go 10 first, I guess. 9. Then we would have to go for 21, right? Like 1/21.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
Maybe it's also only the first day, like 4 for the red blocks, 8 for Infinity, and 9 for the day of the marriage.
No, that's not it. No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that's not it.
Oh,
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
so 8 doesn't seem to be the number as far as I'm concerned. Maybe there's something in West Wing that I missed out on.
This is strangely beautiful.
It seems like we interacted with everything on this side. Nothing new we could see. That's something.
This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here? Someone has a sense of humor.
Stop smoking, love. So earlier we've also found another 2 numbers, right? 1 and 3. Where we had like a missing page or something.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best.
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn...
I don't know. I'm actually kind of stumped on that first clue, I guess, with like Lara's treasure. Like, we have this invisible ink, right? I'm also pretty sure we did find a letter that had the invisible ink on it, and I'm also sure we did kind of like the aquifer heat source last time. I'm not sure. It's been a couple of days since we played it, but I think we did.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her...
Okay, so the map. Do we have a map? I wonder.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood in defense of Richard and our love.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret.
Yeah, Rod, I think I need another hint. Thank you, dude. Hold on. I think actually I had to have a look over here.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Okay. Yeah, actually didn't realize, that this path or this tab would be like also of use to us. I thought all the clues were like, listed under one category. So this should actually help us out, I guess, a little bit. After the library through the servants' passages. Yeah. We have a second part of it.
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
I did find that. I did find the key. So we did got that. Then we have this.
Blank, except for the image of a key.
Right, we have this. We could like get a heat source on this. Maybe it would reveal something. But we didn't get some. Get the option to do it.
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8?
Hold on. There's like a hieroglyph. Correspondent to number. I mean, if you're talking about the 2 birds up there, then maybe 2? I mean, this is from the birthday treasure hunt, so this is the treasure, apparently. Pharaoh's crown. She was either 6 or 8 years old, but the hieroglyph apparently stands for a number. So if it's 2 birds, then, you know, I would assume it's like 2. Or we could take the 3 signs to left and right as 6. So a 6th birthday, maybe. So maybe the number is 6. So that would mean 469. Or somehow like added together, something. Or for red block, 6 for the age of Lara when the treasure hunt happened. And 9 for the day of marriage.
I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday.
Right, the 30th.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Ah, never mind. Okay. We have the 2 birds there, and they actually correspond to 5. So it would mean 459. So 5. Okay. I think we should try that one.
No, that's not it.
It's not? Ah, hold on. We have to go by order of what he said, right? So first he said the treasure. Then he said the marriage, and then painting?
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. That worked.
Ah, bad. Okay. Got it. I actually mixed it up, so it was first the painting and then the marriage. Yeah, that's it.
It makes me happy to know that Dad kept it safe.
But yeah, it's kind of funny, right? What, like, as soon as it said, yeah, you can tell me the hint, I was like, oh, there's another tab. Ah, okay, that's how I get a hint. So funny how it sometimes happens, like, once you ask for help, like, figure it out yourself, I guess, in a way. But yeah, dude, thank you for all your hints and your help regardless, dude. I appreciate it. So yeah, the handprint of Lara, I assume.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming grief. Amelia's plane crashed in the mountains. She died alone in the snow, waiting for me to find her. Oh God, not her, not now. I cannot accept it. Life without her is too painful to imagine. I know what must be done. And I am resolved. I'm going to bring her back. Perhaps this is why I am here. Perhaps this is fate. A test of my faith in the truth I've sought for so long. Roth will fight me on this, but I can't face Lara. I can't look into her eyes unless I try. I must try to bring Amelia back. The monks are preparing the elixir now, and then we will see if all my years of hunting this truth was for naught.
Damn. So that's why he became like super obsessed, because he wanted to bring the mother back.
Dad, what did you do? Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality. He never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy. Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. Wait, what's that? A blank page.
Blank. I wonder if there's invisible ink on it. The final puzzle.
Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important.
You have had it happen too, where you be raving about how you can't find something, and a few seconds later you find it mid-trend. Yeah. It's something funny where it happens. It's like, okay, that's how it's done. Timing of that music just now, it's the same music that plays when Lara's telling Jacob about her father, what she saw on Yamatai. Is it? I didn't recognize it actually. But that's awesome. Definitely fitting. Okay, let's find the heat source again. Let's see if we can decipher each.
A hidden message. What are these strange marks? They have to be some kind of clue.
Okay, you have to line. Okay, so I guess we can roughly make out these symbols. We have like the bird, and we have, I mean, I'm not even sure what this is supposed to showcase. Some right next to a bird. The left one looks like a smile with 3 dots. And we have kind of another abstract looking symbol.
A hidden message.
Wonder which room this is supposed to be. Like, there's 4 like a table and 4 chairs right next to it, and then on the right side of it we have this secret entrance or something. So looking for a room that's, I mean, it kind of looks like a dining room or something, if there's like, 4 chairs on a table. So let's just see if we can find a bedroom that has it, I guess. Table with 4 chairs. I mean, at this table.
Hidden message.
So I guess you could try to figure out what these symbols represent, right? Like number-wise.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Okay, so we have definitely a 1, then we have a 2. Actually, it's 1, 4, 2, I believe. 1, 4, 2. But that would be the hint for not the safe, but
A hidden message.
this occasion. But where is this occasion? I mean, at least you have figured out the code I guess you need for the second puzzle. There we still gotta find access to whatever's marked there. Oh, look at this. Anubis. I don't know if he has any importance. Ah. That's paper with for chess. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I see. Okay. So it was 1, 4, and 2, wasn't it?
That worked. Damn, locked in. Did this open the secret door from the inside? Hope I'm not trapped in here. Did Dad build all of this just to keep his research safe?
Holy shit. Oh, that's a place.
The missing page from the renovation plans. They didn't want anyone outside the family knowing about this crypt.
Cheers, Rod. Yeah, dude, that was kind of tricky to find, to be honest. But yeah, glad we made it. Ah, there's the other number. 1, 2, 3 then. Ah, was it? That's really cool. Something like not being made to the game.
Dad's Tibetan scroll. I remember he used to pore over this late into the night. This was part of a set of statues Dad found in China. He thought it was linked to the Temple of Xian. Perhaps I should look into it someday.
Richard, I tried to see you in person last week, but your manservant hustled me away like some common tout peddling silverware. He told me you are heartbroken and you're not yet ready to see visitors. He told me you blame yourself for your loss. Well, to that, I say, you had damn well better. I hope it hurts. I hope every moment of your life from this day forward is a ringing echo of loss. I hope you live just long enough to feel that pain grow when you hoped it would diminish, because you earned it. You stole Amelia from us. You ruined her reputation and poisoned her mind with a fantasy for children. In the end, you might as well have choked the life from her with your own hands. Do not contact me again, ever. But you must make arrangements for the future of your daughter. Have you considered perhaps it would be better if you followed Amelia sooner rather than later? As Lara's legal guardian, perhaps I could erase some of the damage you've already done to the poor girl. If not, I will do everything in my power to see to it that the Croft name is forgotten. Lara deserves better than you. So did Amelia. And so do we all. Atlas.
Okay, can I just say that Atlas is an asshole? I mean, I said it before, but what the heck? It's a reference to Tomb Raider 2, that dragon statue. Ah, is it? You get to fight the dragon or something?
Dad's collected knowledge. There must be so many secrets hidden in here. Amazing. Even in here, Dad went out of his way to hide his findings.
Yeah.
There's an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
Uh-huh. So we gotta go to the south, I guess, because I wanna go to the future, right?
Our past to the north. Could there be something else beneath the manor?
Crowbar. That's a crowbar.
It's over. I have done all that I could, and my Amelia is still cold and dead. Roth first scowled at my designs. Then he pleaded with me not to go through with the ritual. Not because he feared it might work, but because he feared what I might do when it failed. And it has failed. There is no doubt in that. I prepared everything according to my research. When I dropped the stone into the elixir and held it to her lips, I thought for the barest moment that it had worked. The hour was midnight and my pocket watch stopped inexplicably. There was a charge in the air like the moment before a lightning strike. For a heartbeat, I imagined that my life was being drawn from me as one empties a glass in order to be poured back into Amelia. I would have welcomed death if the last thing I saw were her eyes, clear and alive again. But the moment passed. Amelia is still dead, and I was no Orpheus. We will return to the manor and lay her to rest. I owe her that much.
But sure, Atlas, Amelia had zero say about what she wanted to do with her life. It was Richard who decided she wanted to be with him, marry him, and live with him. Yeah. You know, just blaming Richard for everything is definitely not painting the full picture. But there was a dragon centuries in the past that was killed using a special weapon called the Dagger of Xian. It's a relic Lara's after in Tomb Raider 2. Ah, okay. That's kind of interesting.
You brought her home. She's here, somewhere.
Ah, so maybe we're looking for a resting place then.
Might be able to use this to access other parts of the manor.
There we go. Okay. Maybe key is the mother. Like resting place. She's been laid rest beneath. Enough.
Hi, Dad. So I know I only just returned to school, but when can I come out to the dig site again? It's just so boring here. We're doing all the stuff I already read last summer. I always end up staring out the window and thinking about our expeditions, and then I'm yelled at for daydreaming. I promise I'll be good and not disturb you and just work wherever you tell me. I just miss it, Dad. And I miss you.
Some of the older games you can use the crowbar to open certain things at certain points. Or can you? There seem to be quite a few nods to the older games in this DLC.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition.
Anubis awaits. So they said south, right? this is south side, I believe. But we can't go out of there. Yeah. Definitely south side.
Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
So can we go out of here now? I wanna go into the future, right? I'd assume. And hey Varric stretches, yawns, and stumbles into shed. Welcome, dude. I hope you have a good start into your day. Just finishing up on the Rise of the Tomb Raider DLC. Really good stuff. So that's the past. And we have a knowledge, the east. And respite some west. I thought we had to go south. Kind of like, you know, go forward in life, I guess. I doubt it's gonna be on the west wing. You know, that's like kind of the dark path of things, I guess. We could just try to find more places we can open up with a crowbar. Let's have a look. Very positive there's like some kind of clue down here. I would think so, at least. Just saying a quick hey from the old lady's place. Very nice, Kobe. Welcome. I hope you're having a good one. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We're just finishing up on the DLC, which is really awesome, actually. There's lots of insight into Lara's past and her parents and stuff. But yeah, once we're done with that, we are also going to make a start on Horizon today for a short session. So, yeah. If you're looking forward to that as well. Let's go back here. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Just ate on the balcony and it's really nice weather. Oh, awesome. Yeah, we've also been having better temperatures over here. A lot nicer weather, at least for me. Not too hot, but also not too cold, I guess.
Lord Croft is resolved to seal the west wing of the manor. I try to talk sense into him, but he will not be swayed. And to make matters worse, I believe his experiences in Tibet have only further fueled the fire of his obsession. He's now up at all hours in his study, researching God knows what. And poor Lara, she is so confused. Too young to understand the tragedy that has befallen this great house. My dearest hope is that Lord Croft will emerge from his grief and embrace fatherhood and the love of his daughter. But I fear he may give in to his obsessive nature, that which Lady Amelia tempered in him so well. In any case, I will be a rock for young Lara. She will never sense tragedy and sorrow in me. Only the love and support she deserves.
Yeah, no worries whatsoever, Kobe. I hope you have a good rest of the time over there. And yeah, maybe catch you later. If not, have a good day. And we see you next time, Kobe. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, Winston is MVP. Such a good guy. Yeah, that was another hint, but didn't quite answer my question as to where we gotta go. Yet at least. Sulfurid of a sun-shaped plague. Okay, let's just go back there. That started. Yeah, that's the place. It's kind of pointing towards the north side, right? Just a pass. But I guess we kind of have to move it maybe, so it becomes so points towards the south, like future.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
Yeah, I mean, we have read what the uncle really wants, right? Which is push out everybody from the Croft family and kind of like take revenge, I guess, against against the Croft family, essentially, since they took, his sister, in his opinion. But Atlas doesn't even ask why she's having post-traumatic stress over what she went through. Not that he would even care anyway. Yeah, he definitely made his intentions very obvious in the letter that he has written to, Lara's father, to Richard. Such a prick. Ah, okay. I just seen something. Looking for this. Okay. Found you. And I guess this is a resting place for Lara's mother, maybe? Makes sense.
Incredible. This crypt was here all along.
Yeah.
My God, can it be? Dad, you did bring her home.
My dearest Lara, it is difficult to write this, knowing these may only ever be words on a page to you. I wonder if you will remember my voice. Will you remember the way we used to play and laugh? Will you remember me comforting you when you were sad? Know that I'm still with you, Lara. My energy, my love. It's within you. It always will be. Use that energy to pursue your passions in life. Never let others determine your journey. You become who you are through your choices, through the love you give and the promises you keep. I hope you are happy, that you are loved and successful in whatever it is you choose to do. I am proud of you, my darling. Remember me, with all my love, your mother.
What's this? A letter.
A letter? For me? But Fitz are always strong with the letter Amelia wrote for Lara. Yeah, dude, it really is, her directly addressing Lara there. Definitely really puts on the fields, and it's really fitting ending as well, her finding her mother, I guess. Hair physics though. Yeah, there's actually something called pure hair or something in the game, which makes the hair look really realistic and good, but it also really drops down your performance. So I have it disabled. I could actually turn it on to kind of show the difference of the hair physics. See how it performs, given that we are now with the game essentially. She wrote this as she was dying. Yeah, that letter was definitely great, addressing Lara directly and sending out all the love, I guess. Additional relics have become available in the manor. Tina also has laid down her jacket, so I guess that could mean that she has become more comfortable in the home again. Maybe? I don't know.
Lara, I have received the notarized affidavit confirming Amelia's grave and the discovery of the burial crypt within the manor premises. While I can't fathom why your father would hide your mother's fate from her own family, I cannot deny that any legal claims I may have had on the estate are now null and void. Croft Manor and the remainder of your father's assets are now yours in perpetuity to do with as you wish. If there comes a time when you require assistance in managing the estate, I hope you will consider contacting me to retain my services. Sincerely, your uncle.
He's like, fuck. I didn't get the manor. Yeah, exactly. Take that, uncle.
I've been so focused on defying my uncle, of fighting to keep his hands off this manor, that I never realized how much this place actually means to me. But since I've been here, I can feel the presence of my mother and father. I sense the entire history of my family and the deep roots we have in this place. I want to honor my parents. I want to honor all of my ancestors. The Croft family may be all but destroyed, but I will make our name and our home great again.
Make the Croft Manor great again. I wonder if Lara will ever get children. You know, because obviously she wants to preserve her name, Croft. And, you know, kind of like having children would obviously contribute to, you know, the name living on. Hold on, actually, I wanna turn on the pure hair, see the difference of hair physics. As you can see, that's actually quite a difference already. When you move around, it's moves a lot more realistic, I guess, with the movement of a body. It actually doesn't drop my performance too much right now, so I actually could have had that on, I guess, for this DLC at least. Maybe not in the main game, because of like all the grass and vegetation, it can really be too much, I guess, at the time, but yeah. Seems to work here. It looks actually quite nice. There's some cool relics that have appeared as well. Yeah, apparently there's some additional relics now, right? Could have a bit more of a look around. Maybe like for another 5 to 10 minutes. Then I would definitely switch it up to Horizon, I think. So we can have a proper start into that game today. Yeah, let's have a look around a little bit. Let's see if we can find any additional relics. In an interview with Camilla Luddington, she said she would love to see Lara have a daughter in the future. Some fans took it way too seriously and actually blasted her for suggesting such an idea. Really? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the context of Rise of the Tomb Raider and what Lara just said, right, it just makes sense to, you know, have children at some point. Like, honestly, they could end, I think, the reboot series with her by her starting a family or something like that. Maybe have the last game be her also meeting her, you know, maybe partner or something. Ah, there's some relics.
The Atlas, such an amazing piece of craftsmanship. Sophia insisted I take it home with me.
Oh, that's cool. Also, a katana from maybe Yamatai?
The broken sword I brought back from Yamatai.
Exactly. Very nice.
I can still remember the last time I fired these.
Classic double pistol. Lara. That's why you would laugh at if in the next game Lara gets to use those. Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. It would be great to bring that classic, you know, Lara fighting style back. Okay, seems like we did find all relics -1 and all documents -3. So we did pretty much completionist actually with this game. Of this DLC at least. Let's have a look again into the side of the West Wing. Off a towel. Yeah. Yeah, Lara is definitely gorgeous. Okay, I think this is all we're gonna do for the DLC. Obviously there's maybe only a few more things to find, but I think we really did explore a good bunch of you know, the stories in the Blood Ties DLC, and we really got good insight into all the motivation of all the characters. I have to say, I really liked this DLC a lot. Like especially, you know, as a contrast to the main game and like the general gameplay, I thought it was good having a DLC really focusing on the story and kind of like lore. So I can really appreciate this one, kind of like getting more insight into where she come from. And what she's been through, I guess, and also kind of the story of her parents, right, and how important family legacy is to Lara. I never had an idea, you know, that was the case. So this DLC really did shine some light on all of it, and yeah, really appreciate it for that, to be honest. Very glad I did play it. And thank you, Rod. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you for, you know, being here and watching it, and all your tips and knowledge as well, dude. Appreciate the info about AC yesterday, Crookie. Can't wait to give it a run. Oh, dude, absolutely, Mola. So which AC game would you start with? You haven't played the second yet, did you, Mola? Would you start with that, or would you start with Brotherhood? Ah, okay, so you wanna do like entire series run. Okay. Okay, so just a tip for you, Mola. Even though AC3 is named 3, it's not the third game of the series. It would actually be AC1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and Ben 3. It's like a heads up. And I definitely recommend, like, if you wanna play them in order, I definitely recommend, doing like 2 Brotherhood Revelations, because it's like the entire Ezio trilogy essentially. But yeah. Also, hey, Vetemise. Welcome, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it, dude. You liked it for the same reasons you said. Nice way to bring into the reboot version some extra background information. Plus references and Easter eggs to classic Tomb Raider. No worries. Cheers, dude. Yeah, I can really imagine if you have played the early Tomb Raider games, that would really enrich some of the stuff you find in this DLC particularly. There are some great Easter eggs and nods there. You see mixed reviews on some of them though. Yeah, I mean sometimes it can have to do with kind of a version that is available, I guess, or like technical issues. But the Desmond Saga and the Ezio trilogy, like AC2, Brotherhood and Revelations, are widely regarded as kind of like the pinnacle of AC to lots of people. So yeah, definitely play the Desmond Saga in order of the games, and then I guess kind of make an opinion for yourself, because each game really builds up on the next one. So kind of like skipping one game would really confuse you for the next one, I think, especially in the modern day story progression. But yeah, I think it's great that you start with AC1, kind of like get rooted with the OG. And I reckon once you are done with AC2, you probably just want to hop into Brotherhood anyways. Because it really, it's kind of like one of those endings where you're kind of like, okay, I want to see how it progresses. I have to keep going type of deal. At least if you're invested into the story. Which I have a feeling would probably happen. Yeah, and especially if you played this long ago, it's gonna be interesting, for you to re-experience it. But at the same time, it's probably like playing it for the first time again as well. But yeah, guys, so this is the end of our Rise of the Tomb Raider playthrough. I really enjoyed this game. And I'm very much looking forward to playing Shadow as well, eventually. It probably won't happen like, within the next month or so. But I would certainly love to play it before the year ends. So hopefully like in the autumn or something we get to it. But yeah, with this game finished, we can also start the next game that you guys on Discord have been voting for. And that is of course Horizon Zero Dawn, which we are going to be starting today, in fact, after I've taken a break. However, I only have like another 2 hours or so it's gonna be a shorter session of the game. But we're definitely gonna be starting with it and really get like into the introduction of it, I guess. One female protagonist with a bow to another. Exactly. Gotta keep the flow going. Aloy doesn't allow breaks. Oh, maybe just a short one. Maybe. Best control on the list. Difficult to say. I haven't decided yet when it's gonna happen, but I could put Alan Wake again on the list for the next vote, maybe. And who knows, maybe Alan Wake wins, which would increase the chance for me to play Control as well. But yeah, I really want to play Alan Wake first, I think. But yeah, I hope I get to play it smaller, because Control does look amazing. Or 4. I thought it was like Alan Wake, Control, and Quantum Break. What's the 4th game? But yeah, probably would go Alan Wake. Okay, American Nightmare. So I guess Control would be the last game in that series, right? Like chronologically, maybe. And yeah, it is okay. But I mean, yeah, I would love to play Control, but at the same time, I really want to play things in order. So I probably play all these other games before. But yeah, I definitely look forward to them. Maybe I could do like an entire series run or something.